Good afternoon, hoop snakes and drop bears. Welcome to another episode of the World Builders Compendium. My name is Botanicool, and as always, we are here with Dungeons and Dragons Australia. Now, all the links that you could possibly want are in the stream chat, including, but not limited to, Incarnate and the Forgotten Adventures Complete pack, which is a couple of free map building things. And we've also got the link to Planet Zoo, which is of course what we're using today, there as well, alongside our social links. Now, when it comes to Planet Zoo, we have a new DLC dropping on the 19th, the Oceania pack, which is going to be essentially a bit of a tropical Polynesian islands kind of vibe, which could be really cool. Obviously not relevant to the style we're building in at the moment, but getting a whole bunch of new scenery pieces to put down, new plants, new critters like a kiwi and a Tasmanian devil. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. But as far as our build goes, I was thinking today we can finish off making this little house here, fit in with the rest of the things, as well as making these bridges from scratch, which is actually not going to be as difficult as I thought. They just seem a bit thin as far as like a main bridge kind of goes. We can maybe do the same with this one over here, because it'll be as easy as, once one is completed, just copy pasting across as we desire. So I think a good place to start is with the bridges, and yes, it seems as though our bears are going to be starting to pop out some smaller bears. So that's worth taking into account. Could be some cool potential encounters as we utilize this map. Could also be worth throwing in some deer. It still seems to be stuck on those hippos. We don't have hippos in this area. I mean, maybe we do, but yes, no, we don't have hippos here. But we do have a few deer species to choose from. We've got the fallow deer, we've got the red deer, and we've got a reindeer as well. We can probably throw down some wolves. I think timber wolves would be most appropriate. There's some badgers, if we want to throw down some badgers. Even got some raccoons if we wanted to throw down some cheeky raccoons as well. Happy to have a poke through the entirety of the animal list here, but there there is quite a few critters. But no matter, as I say, we can throw down some leopards. Yeah, we can have a think about what we'd like to throw in as far as critters go. And if anybody has any suggestions as to what critters they would like to see running around in our map, please definitely add them into the stream chat, or of course the Botanicool world building channel on the Discord. But yes, without further ado, let us get building. Because yeah, look, this bridge is cute, but we can make exactly the same thing and make it wider and make it higher, because as you can see, this boat is not going to fit underneath there. Even if it was filled with halflings, it's yes, this bridge is not conducive to travel. So let's have a poke through. So I've chucked in stone brick as a filter, so we can see what we want to work with. We're going to use this ramp as a sort of launching off point. It's probably not going to be what we end up using, because as you can see, it's kind of got this flat edge to it, which now that I think about it, might not actually be the worst thing, but it also keeps in with the grid. So if we were to see how it all snaps in nicely, we don't have to worry about any particular trying to line things up manually. We can just add it in, and once we're done with the building, we can twist and turn it to our desires. Now, what I am thinking is we'll have some arches, because I like the archways in the bridge. And if we're wanting the rounded look, we will need to yeah, add this sort of thing in. Put a nice space in between. And there we go. Now there's going to be a bit of a gap there. We can fill in these spaces with some more brick pieces. But like I say, we'll get rid of this now that we've sort of got the space filled out nicely. There's a couple of things we can do as well. We can sort of make this extend out a bit further, which may not be the worst idea, but we'll stick with what we're doing at the moment to get our build chugging along. And I figured as well, thinking back to that sky area that we were talking about, considering that we are quite literally building in the sky here, it could also be kind of cool to build our sky city in Planet Zoo as well, because we can literally build it. Now let's have a look. And then obviously our pieces this side. I mean, yeah, that's a thing. Our boat would definitely fit through there. We're not going to be getting any merchant ships passing through, I suppose, but I suppose we don't need to worry too much about that. I kind of like how this is a bit more graduated, so I think what we might do there, we're not going to undo everything we just did. We're just going to select what we feel is relevant. So perfect. Love it when that happens. We'll move this bad boy out of the way for now, because what I think we might do is drag this back maybe to here. Maybe 3 up. Again, we'll sort of play with that a little bit, but we'll now grab this section and bring it back in. Let's see. Or we take this back and grab this to here, and we can, let's have a look, see. No, we'll stick with that 3 up. What? Yeah, lovely. So the reason we're going to do the 3 up is we're going to grab this archway here, and here. No, we'll keep that as a solid piece, I think. So we've got our arch there. We'll put in a solid piece in a moment, and then now you may think this is a bit of a steep incline, and you would be totally right. Totally right with that. But oh no, there is a slope for 1. Okay, didn't realize that we could put a 1 meter barrier point in. So that changes things a little bit. So we can put the 1 meter in, making it a little bit less of a hike to get up our bridge. 1, 2, 2. So that's a bit less of a steep incline, which means that we can chuck in this guy here, this one here, and grab all these, pop them down like so, and we'll chuck in this to close it off. Very nice. And we'll get rid of that and that. And we may work around with these archways as well. Excellent. So we've got the full piece. We can now scooch it along as we so please. Like I say, we'll play with those archways in a moment, but we've got our bridge that looks a little bit more, I just feel like it's a bit more of a realistic size, realistically. But we could also do something like so. So bringing it up slightly. So that way we've got perhaps our archway there can stay where it is, because we can always add a 1 meter path piece or 1 meter wall piece in. So there, bring this one, bring this guy up. Yeah, I kind of like that, so we'll do that. A bit too much there. And then we will be adding, where is it? The 1 meter brick here. 2, 3, 4. We don't need to be too worried about the seams because we're about to put some banisters in as well. And then we've got ourselves the base of a beautiful bridge. Now, we do have this sort of area here which is a bit, you know, looking unfinished, but we can definitely fix that up with the use of these pieces. We can utilize some of the painted brick pieces like so, and sort of, you know, blend that in nicely. So I'm not too worried about that right now. But we do have these that we can add to sort of make it match that other bridge. Now I kind of like them low set, like so. Might as well start from the top and go down. Making sure that we are, yep, beautiful. There we go, and then we just press Z a couple of times because apparently Z stands for rotate, which makes absolutely no sense to me, but I suppose it doesn't need to. And yep, make sure that we're putting it on the right plane. Control D for duplicate, at least that makes some amount of sense. And we've got ourselves the same sort of build style as the bridge over yonder, because I really like the way that that bridge is built. I think it's quite cute, but my issue kind of stems from it's just too thin. Imagine that as like a main thoroughfare is yeah, not quite. So we've got the base down. So now, if we look over here, we can utilize the archways not being finished to our advantage by utilizing, what was this piece called? The East Asia Timber Painted Column. So we'll come back over to our build over here. Whack in East Asia. And scroll down until we find what we like. And we're now getting into, okay, we're now getting into away from what we want. I did remember that it wasn't actually as easy to find those pieces. Ah, narrow, narrow, tricksy. Alright, no worries. So that's a round column. Let's go for painted, because that will bring up what we like. Alright, I'm actually not too miffed by these ones because they're actually nice and thick and we can just recolor them. So we're going to align to surface so that way it is on the angle that we like. We're going to grab the color, Control C, believe it or not, actually works. Gonna go here. Nope, that works too. Just make sure. Yeah, haha, would have gotten away with it too. Angle snap. So that way when we pull this up, it snaps to our wall. Now, we can either sort of drag it to about here, so that way we can, you know, not fuss about, let's make it 6. There we go. So that way we don't have to fuss about the archways. So we can have a build with that and see whether we like it. We'll build that up to there. And let's see if it's going to play ball. Nope, never does. That's okay. We'll just do it manually. Okay, there. Drag that down. As we can see, apparently the water is... Yeah, we've got a bit more dragging to go, but the likelihood of your players looking into it that far is indeed minimal. So we don't have to stress about it too much, but... Let's see. Manual drag. We could also line that with more red as well, but for now we're just seeing whether we like the look of our pillars being there. I kind of don't actually, so we'll delete that and leave the 1 6-meter piece in place, so that way we don't need to worry about getting everything lined up, and instead we'll bring it to the center here. I think that actually looks a bit nicer, so we'll do that instead. And I do remember that the roof on the bridge over there was much too low for even a halfling to pass by with any sort of comfort. So I like the idea of building this one a little bit taller. We'll bring that down like so. And we will actually extend our roof line to this piece here as well. In the center. Now we are going to be slightly pedantic and drag this down because we will potentially be moving this roof piece around. So we'll start that like this. Lovely, so they should all sort of match up as best as they can at the moment. And what we're going to do is copy pasta, drag it across to the other side so we don't have to go through all of this again. And of course now it plays ball. Amazing. There we go. Okay, sometimes it got to really click, really mean business. There we go. Nope. Control to get rid of that. Come on. Come on. There we go. Control X. Drag that across. Want it sticking out a little bit more. Click. Right, now it's there. Now we mean business. Beautiful. Now, if we look at our roof, we can see that they have put the East Asia trimmings along the outside. Apparently caps lock is on, but you know what? That does not matter. I think it was in roof trims. There we go, lovely. So this is potentially going to require some stuffing around, but that's okay. We can start with the roof first. 1 meter. Well, obviously we have to do it like so. You can see how it looks with the 1 meter. Looks a bit funny at the moment, but as soon as we chuck in our trimmings, that actually lines up. We kind of don't want it to line up perfectly. Okay, so we're going to want to put 2 in, 2 meters, because we want that sort of dip. We want the eaves to be curling up. So yes, we kind of want maybe even a 4 meter piece so that it really stands out. Before we get too excited, we'll just see how it actually looks with the trim. There we go. So you can sort of see now that it's coming out at that angle, which is what we really want. So 4 meter is the choice. Lovely. Grab that with Control D. Beautiful. And then we want the full eave, like so. Oop. Get a bit rotate happy. Lovely. So that's what we're looking at now. So we can have a look to see how it goes if we bring this back. It sort of lines up a bit better. So I think we'll do that. We'll have to move these beams a little bit to get the effect that we like. But as a base, I think this is looking good. Okay, lovely. So first things first, we are going to want to bring all of these down a little bit, because because we can't have anything poking through the top of our roof. That looks silly. So we'll bring all of this down to there. Double check on this side. Yep, everybody is where they should be, except for these two, who can be brought down slightly more. Lovely. So we are going to want to bring this particular set of beams. Ugh. Okie dokie then. It's being rude. So that's fine, because what we'll do is we'll just, pardon me, bring this back ever so slightly to here and drag it down like so. Now it's a little bit off center, which upsets me a little bit, but it's okay. Like I keep telling myself and you guys, ain't nobody gonna be noticing except for you. Or perhaps some of your more astute players, but again, nobody's going to be commenting because you've just built a 3D map that they can explore. Guarantee you nobody's going to complain. If anything, they'll tease you because they know that it upsets you more than it upsets them. Okay, this one can come back a little bit to about here, so it lines up nicely. Ugh, come on, play ball. There we go. So he goes back a bit. Lovely. Get rid of this side's version. And I might even save this as a blueprint as well, so that way for any maps that I make in the future with this theme, it can be a 1-2 clickety bang. Don't need to stress. Lovely. So now we've got that roof that we had on this this bridge, but yeah, arguably better. Let's see. Let's bring this one, make it a little frame. Excuse me, behave. Ugh. There we go. Bring that up to there and across. And come on, follow me. Lovely. And of course we'll be putting in our top section for the roof there, but that's actually one of the easier bits, so we don't need to stress too hard about that. Again, we don't need to stress about everything lining up perfectly, we just want this to look pretty. Lovely. And last but not least, we grab this bad boy and flick it up, making sure that our angle snap is on. Lovely. And last one. Okay. Sometimes you will grab the wrong arrow, especially when they change the colors up on you. There we go. Lovely. Now we can sort of decide if we want to add any embellishments. So when I pulled this down like this earlier, I thought that was quite nice as well. So I reckon it could be nice to build this across like so. And in this case, we will actually drag across so that it's equal. Might be worth bringing it down a little bit, but for now that looks quite nice. I'm thinking it could be nice as well to add those sort of latticey looking looking sections. Don't think it was in structural props. I think it was wall decoration. Perhaps not. Oh yeah, no, there it is. So perhaps we can add this from hanging from the top. So I've just put it down there for now, and we'll bring that up like so. Get it to sort of play ball a little bit. There we go. Press L to turn on the light, or we can also simply turn off the there we go. Turn off the lighting as well. Lovely. Look at that. It's quite cute. Again, doesn't need to be perfect. We're just making things pretty. Can even chuck a thinner version of this down as well. Oh dear, trying to get these controls to play ball. No. It might be a case of that's square. That's better, narrow. So we can throw that down like so. If we want to, which I think we do. Lovely. So now we do what we did last time. We grab our pieces. It can be a bit tedious, but like I say, once you've built one, you've kind of got it done. And if you do decide to play Planet Zoo as intended, this can mean that you've got yourself a cool bridge to put into your Asian areas. Lovely. There we go. We are now going to struggle, apparently. Okay, we'll try on this side then. Thank you. Now going to spin this bad boy around like so, so that we have matchy-matchy on the front. Lovely. Don't mind the slamming of the front door. Essentially, ever since we put WD-40 on it, it is a rather violent door. And now we've got the men in the background discussing how to fix the door. Excellent. Excellent. We will attempt to ignore them, but that is easier said than done when you have the attention span of a peanut. Well, excuse me for a moment, gang, whilst I turn around and ask the lovely boys to perhaps do their maintenance at a later date. Yes? Or not, that's fine
What?
too.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
What?
Can we discuss maintenance at a later date? Thank you.
What's going on? Why?
I am streaming.
Oh, okay. Sorry everyone.
Yes. I like him better when he's an unseen and unheard servant, no? Oh well. Lovely. Alright, well, we've got that pretty much finished. And I think that is okay as far as height goes. And if not, we can just say that this area is for halflings. And cop out. Okay, stone brick. Scroll down, and we throw in 2 4-meter pieces, like so. Lovely. And yeah, that's a bridge. Now we could easily, for the sake of making this look a bit less strange, because it's I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a bit frustrated by it. It would be nicer if that was there, but then we've got the issue of the archway not being quite right. That's not so difficult of a fix, because we can just be a little bit cheeky and move this across like so. Which actually doesn't seem to affect it too much, so I think that might be a cool idea to do. Get rid of that. Bring that back over here. I feel like that looks nicer when it's in the center. Like so. And then we will have to add in our wall pieces manually. Ugh, that escape key is still sticky. I think it may have got damaged when I moved my computer last. Drag that in a little bit. Make sure the lines line up as best as you can, at least. More like this way. Excellent. Then just drag that down. Bring that across. And down. And there we go. I feel like that's kind of a better look. Now obviously we're going to have to do the same thing for this side. But not the end of the world. And yeah, look, it's more just because it was bothering me, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody thought it was fine, but yeah, I like the eaves being a little bit more prominent. So this guy can be more central. Beautiful. And that's there. And there. Lovely. Again, we don't need to be too pedantic about it, but I kind of like it when the lines all line up. And there we have it. Now we can sit there and argue that these guys are a little bit out of whack, and of course it's not going to play ball. Just sort of move this across a little bit more. They do certainly make the job difficult when it doesn't want to cooperate, but not the end of the world, because now we can, it likes to go up with no issues. It's It's just the side to side that apparently causes some issue. Now, what is it about this that is appearing a bit strange? Whatever, like I say, nobody's going to notice except for you. See? Beautiful. But, as we say, what we do on one side we must do on the other. So, in the interests of not going insane, we will delete all of these. And I think this guy got moved as well. And we shall move these guys along, or you can ignore me, that's fine too. Come on, there we go. Move these guys across so that they line up in their new desired spaces. Remove, and then we have the joys of manually dragging these guys across so that everything nicely lines up. That actually worked. Excellent. And this one. Amazing. We then get rid of this and this. This and this. And then come across and grab our, not you, naan bread, and grab our brickwork. Not you. Grab. I think that's about everyone. And we can drag these guys across. Lovely. 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 And then obviously this is going to change up a bit as well. Drag that back. Drag this back. This is going to remain the same, it just needs to be brought back. Just get rid of this and add a new one. That's fine, don't need to stress. Bring this back. Like so. Bring this over like so, and drag him back. This one comes back to here. This one comes back to here. And the bottom piece doesn't want to play ball. That's fine. Lovely. Oh my goodness. Come on, there we go. Sometimes you just have to whisper sweet nothings for it to play ball. There we go. Even then, even then it won't play ball. That's fine. Get rid of that. And finish with this side. Drag him back. That's all fine, and it's all nice. And we've got ourselves a cute little bridge. Now we could definitely steal the lanterns from over here, because I like those. I think they're super cute. Don't forget to grab the thing that goes along with it. And I can see that it doesn't want to necessarily play ball. That's fine. So, do we want the lanterns over the archways? Like so. Making sure that they're actually attached. Haha, see? Cheeky. And this is, yeah, the joys of this program sometimes. It's fine. We work with what we got. And maybe one last one down here. Because maybe we like to maybe if we bring that down a bit, bring it to here and flick this up, maybe we can have like a an archway of some kind. Nah, too much. So we'll leave that alone. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. And we'll bring these over to this side. And this time we've got the opposite problem where it sits out from the wall. No matter. Oop. He's definitely not center. There we go. Lovely. So that's how we've got that done. Might even steal this. It's on a grid, of course it is. So roof decorations. Scroll down. Might be easy to find, might not. There it is. Cute. Very cute. And they've sort of left that. Okay. We've left it as is. And I think that maybe we can do the same, but we will put our roof ridge in. If it wants to play ball. There it is. And okay, we're going to get rid of the align to surface. That way it lines up nicely. As is tradition, moving on a straight angle isn't always what it seems. Cute. So we've got all that. We can then go wall decorations. East Asia. Yeah, we don't even need to finish our sentence there. Align to surface. Add that in place. Move this across. So maybe even chuck this in. Lovely. Well, that didn't connect as we wanted it to. Beautiful. And we've got ourselves a really lovely, cute little bridge that we can judge up in whatever way we want to. So let's have a look at the lights that we can put down perhaps on either side of the bridge. Yes, we've got the lanterns. There we go. The East Asia lamp post. Turn off align to surface, otherwise we're going to have a world of fun. And maybe we can even have these hanging. We'll have a look. Alright, turn off angle snap. One, two. Three, four. And as for some lighting on the inside, could be nice to, like I said, turn this on to align to surface again and deal with the mouse. Oh gosh, not gonna lie, the controls can be sometimes a bit of a pig. Let's see if we can fix that. Oh, that escape key, so sticky. Controls, mouse controls, no. I believe camera, that's what we want. Try free look. Rotation, mouse focused. Let's have a look and see how that goes for us. Oh, so much better. Lovely. Okay, so we want to get rid of that. What has just happened? Oh my gosh. There we go. We can bring this out with the idea that it is going to sink into the beams. Lovely. Get rid of that one. Bring you across to here. Lovely. And so now we've got some lighting under the bridge. So when we turn off the sunlight, that's what we've got. So that's nice. We've got the little lamps down here, and I think that's our bridge nice and done. So what we're now going to do is make sure that all the pieces are added together. Like so. Save selection as blueprint. New blueprint. Turn off the caps lock for that one. Asian bridge. It likes you to have a description. A bridge that has Chinese style. Yep. And then it's going to want us to do blueprint tags. Probably, I feel like scenery is not an option. Okay. Let's do other scenery. Create blueprint. So we didn't quite finish off the bridge there, but that's fine. We can always add to it later. So now we're going to go blueprints. My blueprints. Asian bridge. And we'll be adding this a blueprint to the Steam Workshop. And let us make sure that that's nicely seated. And I believe... Oh, let's turn the light back on so we can see what we're doing. That's a good start. So we've got everything lined up nicely. Like so. Feel like that is a nice spot, and we can always drag this section of forest back like so. And we've got ourselves the bridge. Obviously we can add a bit more nice pretty greenery over there. I think could be worth getting rid of this guy. And all of, oh gosh, it's made it difficult. Good to see, good to see. Some blueprints are a bit of effort. That's alright. Grab that. We will grab our blueprint again, so that everything is in the same style. Bring this down like so. Boom. And we've got our second bridge, which in truth is a bit off kilt. So we shall attempt to move this across a little bit. That is the one downside to, yes, beautiful. That is the one downside to doing custom builds like this, is that yeah, you've got that one or two wall pieces that just make it ever so slightly more difficult to just put down a bridge or put down a whole piece. But it's all good. Some minor editing required for each of our new bridge pieces, but as I say, to start with, this is brilliant. I think we've got a similar issue. Yep, got a similar issue over here where we forgot to remove these guys. That's okay. And there we have it. Got some cute bridges. Again, we can judge them up if we want to later on, but for now I think that's more than needed. So we can finish off doing this building here, which again, if we're following this style, could take us a little while. Or we can continue building our pathways and come back to that later. I think. Yeah, I reckon what we might do is add one more little building up top here and do some more scenery. So I think that is going to be an okay tag. Yep, beautiful. But we kind of want to get rid of the group, so that way we're not we want to start a new group, because otherwise things can get a bit messy. Good to know. We need to make sure that these all stay on point. I reckon maybe a bit further forward. Yeah. It can be a bit of a pain sometimes. It just pops out at the last second. And I reckon we might actually do the bottom couple of layers for this particular building in this dry stone style, because it still meets the still matches up, but it just changes things up a little bit. So not everything is copy pasta. It's not a new estate in Bacchus Marsh. It is a fantasy town. Lovely. Come on, play ball. There we go. Lovely. Oh, I was going to say, why are you not following? That's better. Lovely. So then that will have some decoration on it. This one is going to come up a little bit, like so. Yeah, deal with that in a second. Lovely. And then let's have a look at the roofs again with roof trims, corner eave, boom, boom, boom. Very nice. I think we'll have the pitch going this way. Now, because we've done the 4 meter, it's not quite meeting in the middle. So we can either do a sort of a weird round top like that, or the 2 meter pitch actually fits perfectly. So we'll do that. And then this one, back to roof trims again. We will do the corner eave like so. Now, because we're not doing the interiors in Planet Zoo, because honestly it's a bit difficult, we don't need to worry about how the roofs look on the inside when we're doubling up. So that's a nice plus. Let's do a 2 meter piece for here. Okay, fair enough. Control D. Like I say, we don't need to worry about how it's looking on the inside, because we are going to do interiors in a completely different program. And I'm actually thinking that this can come out a bit more. So don't know why we deleted those other ones, but want it to be more tiered, more exaggerated. So back over to the roofs, roof trims. Oop, too far down. We want the corner eave like so. We're going to want that. It's a bit far out. Excuse me. Okay. We just placed a bunch of things. That's fine. Okie dokie. I see. It's going to be difficult. Let us move the grid controls in a bit. That's better. That's what we want. I think. Apparently not. Alright, doesn't really matter. Let's not get too hung up on Planet Zoo being weird, because that's what it does. It is totally fine. No, it's not. Alright. half, and that should make everything play ball. Yep. Turn the grid height off. It does love to be difficult, so I think we're going to have to do the half eve. Okay, thank you. I think we'll have to do the half eve for it to want to be nice to us. Lovely. There we go. We got there in the end. So what does that mean for this little section of roof? Now we can either put in like that. More likely, yep, is this piece. So yeah, like I say, sometimes can be a bit painful getting it to do what you want it to do, but eventually you find a way to make it cooperate. So we'll get rid of that. That to here. Actually, get rid of that. So we're going to replace it with this. Because the idea is that, get rid of that as well. The idea is that we have the, oh, actually that's not far out enough, is it? This piece is going to be essentially sticking out far enough that the next tier up we don't have to stress so hard on whether Planet Zoo is going to play ball with us or not, following that sort of tiered layer cake type look that we get on the Chinese style buildings. There we go. Ugh, thank you. There we go. And lastly, we got this, this. Ugh, I see my turning off of the grid has made it. It's still on a grid, but it's on much less of a grid. Just about there. Okay. And now that we're putting this roof where it is, the odd joins aren't so big of an issue. Okay, we'll worry about that in a second. That's not right, it's going to be overlapping. There we go. Ah. And that is why it wasn't playing ball. Lovely. And last side. Ugh. Last little run. Amazing. Excellent. And so we've got that done. Beautiful. Now we can do the next layer, which I think we would like to turn our grid back on again. For the sake of not going crazy. Oh dear. Don't look now. It is not cooperating. Ah! Alright, there we go. Ugh. I tell you what, it can be frustrating sometimes. But I suppose with all the customization that we've got, you can kind of forgive it for not being perfect. Oh my gosh. Come on, there we go. Makes you want to scream sometimes, doesn't it? Looks like it jumps at the last second. There we go. Lovely. Then we do our roof trims. We've got our yep, lovely. And what I'd actually like to see here is us bring in the roof a little bit more as well. So trying to decide. Yeah, we'll bring that in. So what that's going to look like is we're going to get our 4-meter corner, wherever that might be. There it is. Bring it up. Pop it in place so that way we can work with this grid that we've now sort of ruined. There we go. Might actually just call this roof a day. I think that's the nicer way of doing it. As in, just finish it off with a nice point. We're gonna have to finish it off with another 2-meter section. No matter. And the 2-meter double pitch. Good news is it already comes with the backbone. There we go. Lovely. We can maybe even see how we go, but we could maybe even chuck down some extra bit of roof along in here. If it wants to cooperate, we'll see how we go. Now we could get that to work. There is that potential. Now we've got the half eaves coming through here. And then we'll have to do the 1 meter corner. See how this goes. Lovely. See, now we can cover that up. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know any different. Lovely. Beautiful. There we go. We've got ourselves a cute little little village. So from here, we're going to want to close up our rooftop. So we're going to start with our 4 meter piece, wherever that might be. There it is. That's better. In there. I'm going to grab our 4 meter piece for here, and of course that didn't seat as desired, because why would it? And then we chuck in our 2 meter gable. Lovely. And we do the same for our section here. Drag that up until it is where we want it to be, which is there. And I see it's being a bit of a pig, that's fine. Great. And then we do the same thing over here and fill in the gaps when it wants to cooperate. There we go. And because I love you guys, I'll make sure to put all of our things that we've built into the Steam Workshop so you don't have to struggle like I am. Because I know how annoying it can be to get some of these things to seat nicely. And I am not about to let you guys suffer the same when you could just easily put down a lovely workshop piece that has already been done for you. That being said, if you are a glutton for pain, then yeah, get amongst it. Build your own bits and bobs. Look, it's not that bad, it's just, it can be frustrating sometimes trying to get everything to line up nicely, but at the same time, the amount of control you get, you can really bring what you've got in your head to life. And there's just not really any other program out there that allows you to sort of do that. So yeah, you know, despite my whinging, yeah, that roof looks funny. Despite my whinging, yeah, there's not really anything else that allows you to do what we can do here on Planet Zoo. But, you know, now that we've sort of finished is a strong word, but now that we've sort of placed all that down, we can sort of see how this now looks like a little village. Like, yeah, you know, there's not a huge amount of people living here, but we've got, like, you know, got a group of monks that live in the temples. Maybe we've got a couple of, like, a fisherman living in here. We've got a pub, we've got the blacksmith. Like, yeah, you know, there's a little bit going on. Oh, hello, Dagbateway. Welcome to chat. Lovely to see we've got some visitors. But, yeah, we've sort of built a bit of a village. That roof is doing me some psychic damage, D12 at least. So we'll do all that later, but we're just getting the landmarks out for now. We might grab our rocky collection here and see about continuing. Let's go into blueprints. See what our rock collection is looking like. No, that works. Because we don't want to overlap our... Yep, I like that. Might even sort of scooch that along like so. See how that looks on the other side. Looks a bit like a dog's breakfast, but we can add this like so. Oh god, delay designer. I told you about her, right? She loves her rocks. A little bit too much. But you got to check out some of her builds on YouTube, because I tell you what, she makes some incredible buildings and habitats and stuff, because she obviously plays Planet Zoo for its intended purposes, i.e. building a zoo. But yeah, she's absolutely incredible at what she does. So if you're wanting some inspiration on some buildings, definitely recommend checking her out. Now, we're going to cut off the tail here, and we can deal with the rock work on that side a bit more at a later date. This one can kind of come down a little bit. Yeah. So we've got that looking a little bit more natural. We've got the rock work through there that, yeah, you know, again, nobody's going to be paying too close of attention to it. Yep. And let's see, maybe we can bring that down a little bit through here. Actually, no, we'll keep that as is. Might do something with the rocks up through here. Ooh, yes. Lovely. And then the pathway can come, excuse me, pathway can come up. We used light soil, didn't we, for the paths? Pathway can come up to here, and we might flatten that out a little bit more to make that obvious. Lovely. Grab some more rocks. Again, I'm just sort of using a blueprint because, yeah, you know, I'm sure you've got better things to do with your days than watch me put rocks down. To put it bluntly. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to see me put rocks down, but yeah, look, where I can, I try to utilize what do you call them? I try to utilize blueprints because I'm a firm believer of work smarter, not harder. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look at some windows and doors because we're going to have our front door for this house leading into here. Kind of wish there was some of those round, those round doors, but it's not a thing. I think that's the closest we're going to get to it. That's alright. Put that door there. Maybe chuck in some more bamboo or something. We do like our bamboo. Almost as much as we like our rock work. Ah! No align to surface. Go away. Go home, you're drunk. Ooh, cute. Lovely. It's kind of got that grassy feel to it. And let's put some proper bamboo in. Now, no shade to fountain bamboo. Fountain bamboo's bamboo too, but... you know what I mean. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe some more colour as well, little pops of colour. We like the hydrangeas. Oh yes. Put that in the corner there. Bit of an angle. Lovely. So something a little bit more low growing, perhaps. Wouldn't mind maybe throwing down another one of these lovely cherry blossom trees. Ooh, so pretty. That's kind of a bit too far in the... Let's have a look. Yeah, sort of clipping with the roof, but not in an unrealistic manner. And let's have a squiz at some ground cover. Oh, these guys are cute. Some more of this blue. Perhaps we can chuck that blue down here. And where is that? Not the arrowwood. Aster is also blue. We kind of want some white. Little pops of white would be nice. I think that's just the buffalo grass. I think there was ooh, foxgloves. Cute. But again, not quite. We want some... We'll type in daisy, because I think there was like ox-eye daisies or something like that. They don't use botanical names. Yeah, ox-eye daisies. Lovely. So we can see... We can also add on top of it, there was some yellow think it was tickweed. Tick seed. Ah, see, then we've got some yellows as well, which could be nice for some pops of colour. Lovely. So we've got ourselves a cute little pathway up to the house there. Do we have some maybe more little props and bits and pieces? That could be nice. We've already got a cart. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's like an archway. That's kind of cool. Could have like a welcome to. Oh, that's kind of cool. We could have like a little archway sort of welcoming us to this. That's cute. We'll deal with that a bit later. There's not too much else as far as little bits and bobs in the Asian sphere of decoration, unless we just type in Asia and spell it correctly. Goodness me. Let's have a look-see. Oh, we've got like little baskets and stuff. That's kind of cute. Little incense jars. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. We can have like a floating market over here. That's kind of cute. Yeah. What are our thoughts about a floating market? Be even better if we didn't just like smash it into the riverbed. That's cute. Little floating market. Next to the bridge. We should probably put some lighting down for the evening, but we'll stick with maybe some decorations around the place. Yeah, little stone lanterns. So we want this to look really pretty at night time. Wait, I'm sorry. Do these actually work as stone lanterns? Because if they do... Oh, no, they're just decorative bits. Damn, because they're kind of better than those little ones that we've been putting down. That's a shame. Yeah. I feel like these are more appropriate for outside. Yeah, that's a crying shame. Oh well. I mean, we could technically make the other ones work as a lantern if we wanted to as well, but it would be a bit of extra effort. This is what I'd do. We'd grab the stone lantern, which is a lie. Right? We then go into lights, get rid of that, and we could either add that in there like so, thus creating, to the naked eye, a cute little lantern, which actually, let's do that. That looks way cooler. I'd even go as far as to say that these here lanterns can go away, and we'll replace them with our big chonker. So what we're going to do is press I, grab the two of them, merge scenery into group, and all of a sudden we have ourselves a real stone lantern that we can chuck down wherever we so please. Oh, that is so much cooler. Put this one down here. That is such a nicer, a nicer way of... The other ones are just too small. They just look out of place. But that's alright. Get rid of this. Grab our way cooler stone lantern. Pop it down like so. Feel like this guy possibly should come over here more. Put a bit more plant life down. And then we've also got another stone lantern who can come over here beside the boat. So we've got a bit of light happening. It's not a huge amount, but I feel like it's pretty good for a fantasy level town. It's not like they're going to be running a huge amount of tech. Okay, so we've built this up a bit more. Our bridge comes back to over here. We're going to have to continue this here pathway. I feel as though eventually these two paths are indeed going to meet. Perhaps at some sort of roundabout or like sacred grove. So what we'll do before we finish up is we're going to grab our flattened to terrain. With the idea that this path will sort of connect up into like a sort of roundabout, and this one can end up connecting up as well, but sort of comes off this way. So to start with, I'm just going to pull this out like so. We shall grab our tree line. I'm going to pop it down like so, and we're actually going to split this one in half. So feel like some half pieces isn't the worst idea. So that river's going to eventually sort of swing out of sight. So the path is going to come down to here. So let's grab a full piece of forest. Might have a path heading off that way, but for now, keep it like so. And we'll bring in our half pieces here. There we go. So we'll have a path heading off in this direction, another one heading off in this direction, and another one heading off in this direction, with the idea that perhaps we'll get the map to end at a certain point. There we go. So in the center area here, I'm thinking it could be kind of nice to have like a little garden, perhaps. Where was that? Japanese garden. Okay, so it's not wanting to play ball, no worries. Come back into blueprints again. Why? There we go. Excellent. Lovely. So we've got a cute little Japanese garden that's going to sort of split everything up. I believe they've thrown in some sort of power device that we do not require, so we'll get rid of that. Now, if I am not mistaken, and I don't think I am, excellent. Ugh. Yeah, it's one of those. Alright, so in order for us to do any work on this thing, we have to select everything, because they haven't put everything together, which is silly. So we want that to connect like so. So those paths wind through, because what we're going to do here, oop, not that big, is make little pond. Alrighty. Calm water. What are we obstructed by? Ah, yes, of course. Of course. Because we're building on a plane, we need to make sure that our map is finished before we try and put water in, otherwise it sort of upsets everything, doesn't it? Get rid of that. Put that in. Lovely. Now we can try and see why it's still upset. What obstruct? Now either there is a hole somewhere or they've added something in to this here. This here area. Highlight hidden paths, yep. I mean, clearly they want the water to come up to here, as per the lily pads. Let's have a look. There seems to be a little divot in here, which could be the, yep, that could be our issue. Let's have a cheeky beaky. Still not as deep as they want it to be. I'm not too sure what is obstructing it. So let's go ahead and just see if this makes a difference. No, no it does not. It's the joys of using blueprints sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna get rid of that lump, because clearly it made no difference. And instead, we're just gonna do this. Because that's where it's meant to be. We can then just utilize better yet, bring that back up again, and just chuck the rocks down. I feel like that's probably the better way of doing it, because I have no idea why it does not want to cooperate. So instead of spending the rest of our lives wondering why, we've got the general gist of a cute little garden in the center of the forest. We can then grab our forest piece and chuck this down to sort of give it that forest backing. Grab our half pieces to throw down here and here. Same again over here. And yeah, now we've got a cute little Japanese garden with a pond, which doesn't want to fill up to its fullest capacity, but it is what it is. Yeah, can maybe add some more gardens. Add a few more gardens in, and other than that, I think we are done for today. Thank you for joining me again for another episode. Friendly reminder that Dungeons and Dragons Australia is going to be at PAX. There are 3 games that we are going to be running across the weekend, myself included. I'm going to be running a level 4 homebrew campaign, or one shot should I say, on the Fridays and the Saturdays. So it'd be really good to see any of you drop bears or even hoop snakes dropping by to join a game or two. And yeah, next week I think that it could be kind of cool to sort of keep going with this, or maybe we can have a look at doing some interiors for maybe even the temple or something like that. We can also throw down a few more critters. It'd be great to get some feedback on what sort of critters we'd like to have running around in our forest. We've already got bears, and we've definitely got a fair few to choose from. So it'd be really cool to see what everybody's favourite animals are, and if Planet Zoo offers them. They offer quite a few. I'd be surprised if they didn't. And yeah, there's another expansion pack coming out next week, which I'll be getting my mittens on. So yeah, if any of you guys are keen on grabbing Planet Zoo, now's always a good time. But yeah, we actually got quite a lot done today. We built some custom bridges, which could use a bit of editing, but not important. We've got some bears doing inappropriate things, but yeah, it's really coming along, isn't it? We've got a beautiful forest, we've got a lovely garden that definitely needs to be sorted out. Maybe I can work out what's going on with it off camera, but yeah, I think this is coming along absolutely fabulously. So yeah, welcome to anybody who's new, and we'll see you next week for another episode. Stay safe, stay cool, and may you always roll 20s.